I rented storage unit 114 to hold furniture while I moved apartments. That's it. That's the whole reason I'm involved in any of this. I want that on record before I explain what happened, because none of it makes sense, and I need someone besides me to have heard it. The facility was called Faro Self Storage, one of those big orange door places off the highway. The kind with a keypad gate and a camera app you can check from your phone. That was actually why I picked it. I travel for work, and the app let me glance at my unit's hallway camera whenever I wanted, just to make sure everything was fine. Peace of mind. That's what the brochure called it. The first week, everything was normal. I moved boxes in on a Tuesday, checked the app that night out of habit, saw an empty hallway, and didn't think about it again. The second week, I noticed unit 113, right next to mine. I'd never seen anyone go in or out of it. The facility manager told me it had been rented for a long time by someone who almost never visited. That's not unusual at a storage facility. People rent units and forget about them for years. I didn't think anything of it. Until the noises started. It was a Thursday night, around 11 p.m., and I was checking the app before bed, just glancing at the hallway feed like always, when I heard something come through the camera's audio, a low, steady scraping sound, metal on concrete, coming from behind door 113. I told myself it was rats. Storage units get rats. I closed the app and went to sleep. Friday night, same time, same sound, except this time on the video, I watched the door of unit 113 shift. Just slightly, like something had pushed against it from the inside. Storage unit doors don't shift on their own. I called the facility the next morning. The manager checked their records and told me, flatly, that unit 113 hadn't been accessed in over 2 years. No entry logs, no keypad activity. Nobody had opened that door, according to their system, since before I'd even rented my unit. I told him what I'd heard and seen. He was quiet for a second, and then he said something I haven't been able to shake since. Yeah, a few other tenants near that row have mentioned that unit before. We usually move them to a different aisle if they ask. I asked why nobody had just opened 113 to check. He said the account was still active, still paid up every month automatically from a card on file. And until the renter stopped paying or asked them to open it, it wasn't the facility's place to break in. That should have been enough for me to move my stuff outright then. It wasn't. I am evidently the kind of person who needs proof before I panic, which is a character flaw I'd like to formally revoke. That Saturday, I went to the facility in person, late, around midnight, telling myself I just wanted to grab something from my unit. Really, I wanted to stand in that hallway and prove to myself it was nothing. Old pipes, settling concrete, something explainable. The hallway was silent when I got there. Fluorescent lights, that hum they always have. My own footsteps, the only sound. I stood outside 114, key in hand, and I made myself look at 113's door. There was a smell coming from underneath it, not decay, something colder than that, metallic, like the inside of a freezer that's been left open too long. And then, from inside, 3 slow knocks. Not scraping this time, knocking, deliberate, like something was announcing that it knew I was standing there. I did not investigate. I did not stay to figure out what it was. I left my key in the lock of my own unit, walked, not ran, because some part of my brain was convinced that running would make it worse. Straight to my car, and I drove home with the doors locked and the radio off because I needed to be able to hear if anything was behind me. I checked the app the next morning, half convinced I'd find nothing. That daylight would make the whole thing feel stupid. The overnight footage showed the hallway empty for hours, right up until 3:47 a.m. when the door to Unit 113 opened fully all the way. For the first time in over 2 years, according to a facility that has no record of anyone unlocking it. Nothing walked out. The hallway camera showed the open door, black inside, for 6 full minutes. Then it closed again. No entry log, no keypad code, no explanation the facility could give me, except that their system had no record it had ever happened at all, even though I had it on video. I moved my things out within the week. I paid the early termination fee without complaint. I did not ask for a refund on my deposit because I did not want a single reason to go back into that hallway. Here's the part I still think about. Before I left for good, I asked the manager one more question. How long had Unit 113 actually been rented originally before it went dormant? He pulled up the file. The account had been opened 11 years ago, same week, same year as a missing person report from a man who lived 2 blocks from that facility. I only know that because I looked it up myself afterward. The storage company obviously wasn't going to tell me that. I don't know what's in that unit. I don't want to know. I know that somewhere in that building, there's a storage unit that pays its bill on time every single month, that nobody has opened in years, that occasionally decides to open itself for 6 minutes in the middle of the night and closes again before anyone can see what's inside. If you've ever rented a storage unit and there's one on your row that nobody seems to visit, that's still paying its bill that you've never actually seen anyone go into. Don't ask why. Some things pay rent because they don't want to be evicted from wherever they're keeping something. And some doors are locked for a reason that has nothing to do with security.